Hey, gorgeous goddesses. I guess this month's theme, like I mentioned in the life, was trauma, yeah? And so it can be like opening Pandora's box, I guess, or a can of worms, or something that we don't really want to look at or sit with, and that's okay. But it wouldn't be very fair for me to open that up and want people to think about it, reflect on it, or discuss it, or whatever, without at least offering some real life strategies or solutions or ways to manage whatever it is that is painful for you guys, yeah, or for your families and children. And so I've spent many years working in the community services sector, supporting children and families that have been through trauma or abuse or neglect. So I have a wealth of experience and training and knowledge in how to assist and best support people who might have been through adversity. One of the most useful trainings that I did, and this is what I'm going to talk about today, and it may be a bit long, so grab a pen and paper and you may want to jot down notes. But it was called Smart Practice, and the Australian Childhood Foundation offer it for anybody who wants to do it. So if anything of what I'm saying resonates with you, go and check it out. They've got a website and it's just 6 modules online. I'm pretty sure it's free. Hopefully it's not just for community services workers, and if it is, I'm sorry, but hopefully you'll get some benefits out of what I'm going to say today anyway. So practice is the acronym, and I'm going to tell you what the letters stand for, and this is the kind of framework, shall we call it, for how we should really be thinking and practicing and embodying, I guess, as we support and care for and I guess hold those people around us, including ourselves and our children who may have been through traumatic experiences. So P stands for predictable. And let me just add that I'm pretty sure common sense and, logic and just being in tune with yourself and your family anyway, you're doing all of these. But I myself found it really useful to have a framework and something to refer back to and check in with and notice, am I using these strategies? Am I applying them? Am I embodying them so that I can provide safety and security for the people that I'm working with and supporting? So yeah, I'm not saying this as a way to say, oh, nobody's doing this, we should all do this. I'm just putting it out there as a way to work through trauma, or just to let it be there, or heal from it, or provide safety post-trauma, yeah? So predictable. I'm going to do a little bit of reading, but I'll do a little bit of talking myself. So predictable, I've written, I actually took notes at the time because I found it was just so amazing to be learning it. So what I wrote was, it's creating environments that have routine and are predictable and prepare traumatized children for change. And I've written it in the children's context because that's who I was working with at the time. But it also applies to adults, of course. So I guess when things are predictable and consistent, it provides a sense of safety, yeah, and security. So even if we might be having flashbacks or, deja vu of painful memories, then that predictability in our routine day to day and the consistency in our caregivers or, the ways people approach us can provide a sense of safety when we're feeling in hyperarousal or hypervigilant. So, just be mindful that things are predictable and, that you prepare people for things that are going to be different to the normal, so that they've got a chance to think about if anxiety will come up, or if that situation might provoke painful moments, so that they can prepare for that. R stands for responsive. So I've written down, respond to traumatized children with the understanding that their past trauma will guide their present behaviors, cognitions, and emotions. And so I'm pretty sure we've all at some point had something that was painful or traumatic to us. And we ourselves know that, like I keep talking about this trauma lens, that sometimes we are operating and thinking and feeling from that place of hurt. And that's okay. It happens to all of us. But if we're mindful that that can occur, and, we may react rather than respond, or, find ourselves feeling lost in it or drowning in it, it's okay. Yeah, just try your best to have those moments where you need to collect yourself or compose yourself and come back to this present moment. And so being able to respond to other people who may be going through that themselves is a really beautiful gift, I guess, to be able to respond to people rather than react. And to notice that, you know, those experiences may shape how we are showing up in relationship and in our lives in this moment as well. A stands for attuned. So recognize and act upon trauma-related cues displayed by the child or person. So I guess attunement to someone else is kind of being able to put yourself in their shoes and knowing how they might be feeling and connecting to them on a very deeper level, you know, attuning to them, noticing those subtle visual, verbal, behavioral cues that are going on, and being sensitive of them. So being attuned to others. C stands for connecting. So help children to be more in touch with their feelings as they relate to language, bodily sensations, and behaviors. So I guess I haven't got a great explanation of that. It kind of explains itself, but connecting and I guess educating our children on emotional literacy and knowing the difference between thoughts, feelings, and actions, helping them to label and identify different feelings, and how they show up in their body is really useful so that they can make sense of the confusion. Sometimes, you know, they may not understand exactly what's going on internally or how it's, you know, triggered by things that are going on externally, but helping them make sense of that confusion is great if you can provide that safety in relationship where they can express to you what it is they're experiencing. T stands for translating. So assist children to interpret and organize their experiencing. So I guess this is a little bit like allowing storytelling to be there, or helping them have a narrative of what happened throughout their day. I did do this little, it's in my diary here, see this little, might be back to front, but a line of your day experience. So helping them, you know, when I felt calm, when I might have been heightened or agitated, and what was going on in those moments, so that they're able to retell or recap their day and make better sense of it. And I guess this helps them translate their thoughts, feelings, and actions, or even their traumatic memories. And for us adults, I guess things like journaling is really useful. If you're someone who's been through trauma yourself, even just doing that simple exercise of a line of your day at the end of each day is a way to check in with you and strengthen that connection you have with yourself and translate your own experiences, yeah, of how things are still impacting on you in this day, in this present moment. So I stands for involving, and I've written here, promote traumatized children's participation in relational activities. So often when we've been through things that were upsetting or traumatic or painful for us, we tend to withdraw, I guess, or isolate ourselves, not intentionally. It might just be as a protective mechanism or a survival strategy because we don't want to be hurt again, or a certain situation or environment triggered painful thoughts and memories and we didn't want to put ourselves back in that situation again. So there's all sorts of reasons as to why we might become a little disconnected from ourselves and our environment and our community and our families even. So remembering to involve yourself or involve your children in things that bring about positive connection in relationships and beautiful experiences and creating new memories. And yeah, because like I said in our theme of the month video, if trauma has occurred in relationship in the form of neglect or abuse, then it needs to be healed in relationship too, through these different things as a framework, so that children feel safe and secure and are able to make sense of their trauma and get that example of having a relationship that provides safety and security and is free from traumatic moments, I guess, or reduced traumatic moments. So C stands for calming. Assist traumatized children to attain a sense of peace and quiet inside their mind and body. So again, for adults as well, if for anybody who's been through anything traumatic, it does bring upheaval to our internal world, and often just pulls us and disconnects us away from ourselves. So, and it kind of triggers that fight or flight or freeze response within our autonomic nervous system. So we tend to walk around full of cortisol, the stress hormone, and very hyper vigilant, you know, scanning our environment for the next danger, or walking on eggshells. Yeah. So finding, or, you know, being curious and discovering different ways that your loved one or yourself find calm, and just do more of that whenever you can. Put pockets of it in your day, in your week, you know, and it's different for everybody. So I use the words like being curious and a detective, because you need to find what works for you. And I might know myself well enough to say, hey, I like walks on the beach, I like to journal, I like to meditate, I like yoga, I like long hot baths. But you might not be that type of person. So you just need to be really curious and mindful and notice when your child is calm or when you are calm, so that you are able to invite more of those moments in and practice them together. Yeah. So E is for engaging. Support traumatized children by building relationships with them that are respectful, compassionate, and sustained. So this is kind of the overall thing. Like I said, relational trauma needs to be repaired and healed in relationships. So engaging people who have been through trauma in safe, secure, predictable, responsive, attuned, connecting, translating, involving, calming relationships is the practice that we want to be doing as much as possible. So, and yes, I know from my own experience, sometimes that's difficult. You know, we might find ourselves back in a reaction mode, or, you know, isolating ourselves from certain people because they trigger in us certain memories. And I guess that's where that practice of connecting to yourself and knowing what it is that helps you feel calm comes into play here. It's very important that you are always coming back within, you know, go out in the world, do your thing, have your relationships and whatnot, but come back into you, into your home, and just see how things are sitting, and how you can best attune to yourself first and foremost, and then attune to those in your life that you are caring for or supporting. So I do hope that some of what I've said has landed in the hearts of those who need to hear. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, please leave a comment, or if you have any questions or any experiences yourself that you would love to share, let's hear it. Yeah, because I guess for me, I'm a big believer that we are all connected and we've all been through these kinds of things. So I'm pretty sure we all heal together too. So the more that you are able to speak up, express yourself, reach out for support when it's needed, and, you know, just speak your truth and be honest to those around you when you are in need, the better off we'll all be. Yeah, because it's really hard to carry around that invisible suitcase that weighs us down and keeps us stuck. And the more that we put it out there and speak about it, I guess, it no longer is the elephant in the room, and that, you know, we have people that we can lean on for support, who are attuned to us and who understand what we might be going through, because we're never alone. Yeah, there's always somebody who you can connect with and reach out to. So don't forget. So yeah, just be kind and gentle with yourselves and your children, of course, if they've been through anything traumatic. And yeah, big love, and yeah, just checking in this space. It's for everybody, okay? And know that you're not alone. Thanks for listening.